Hello, Internet. As a history buff, I do enjoy watching the History Channel, even though it has the occasional show that really doesn't qualify as history and would have been much better suited to something like A&E or AHC. Swamp People, Ice Road Truckers, Big Rig Bounty Hunters, and Ancient Aliens are to name a few in the recent years. Ever wonder why Gravity Falls called it used to be about history, or why CGP Grey made the history lesson for the History Channel? There you go. Pawn Stars, however, gets a pass on this because, in all fairness, I learned a great deal of history and historical tidbits in pretty much every episode, and it is for the most part entertaining. Point being is that I stomached a lot of bullshit from the History Channel, like when they changed H2 to Viceland, which, by the way, I don't watch. If you like the shows on Viceland, great, more power to you. However, the point of this video is that I'd like to express a big what the fuck that came yesterday on June 6, 2016 on the History Channel, no less. For those who aren't familiar, June 6 is the anniversary of D-Day, which occurred on June 6, 1944 during World War II. It was the largest invasion in history, where 156,000 Allied troops stormed the 5 beaches of Normandy, France, which was under Nazi occupation since 1940. This was a turning point in World War II. On the first day, Allied casualties reached 10,000. By midnight of the first day, 175,000 troops and 50,000 combat vehicles were ashore, and the Allies gained a foothold on what was codenamed Fortress Europe, and it was the beginning of the end of Nazi Germany. Having said that, how does the History Channel pay its respect to those who fought and died on that historic day that took place 72 years ago? They play a new documentary called Barbarians Rising and the movie Gladiator. What the fuck? Seriously, I got home from work at about 3 in the afternoon and went to check the History Channel hoping to see any program on D-Day or at the very least World War II. And those were basically the only 2 things I saw in the lineup because they played them back to back. Barbarians Rising and Gladiator. The fuck? Now, I have nothing against this program, which is my understanding came out today, or came out on June 6th, or Gladiator for that matter, being shown on the History Channel, but given the importance of D-Day, I expect the History Channel to play a marathon of programs that relate to this historic day, as they have done for decades, as far as I know. They've had plenty of documentaries on D-Day, and I don't think I saw a single one on the schedule. If shows like World War II in HD, World War II from space, the World Wars, and D-Day in HD were on the schedule, I would know it. Or maybe they were on between 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. that day while I was out working, and they dickishly cut a marathon like that short. Hell, Saving Private Ryan would have sufficed even though it's historical fiction. I called up my best friend Justin about this, and it made him laugh because it struck him as a joke. That's when you know you made a bad move, when even a non-history buff knows what's wrong with this picture. As a history buff, this pisses me off, especially since my late grandfather was a veteran of World War II in the European theater. Sure, he was an MP, and I don't know a great deal about his time in the service, though not from lack of trying, but he was still a World War II veteran nonetheless. The point I'm making is that it's tradition for a good reason, to remember the greatest generation, to remember those who risked their lives, and by extension, those who gave their lives on D-Day. The best way of doing that on TV is quite simply to play documentaries that are relevant to the event in history to show that you care. By not doing that and instead playing programs that aren't even remotely relevant to the topic, it comes off as an insult, at least from my standpoint. I'm 27 years old, and it astounds me that at my age I feel as if I've done my homework better than the History Channel, and I'm not even college educated. There are a couple examples of this. For example, in World War II in HD and World War II from space, they display the wrong maps of Europe, meaning that the maps that they show of Europe, in particular Germany, were from after VE Day. In the World Wars, They finally show the correct maps of Europe that were drawn and redrawn between 1914 and 1945. However, they showed Generals Marshall and MacArthur with the General of the Army stars in events that occurred in 1942. The position of General of the Army didn't come until late 1944. See what I mean, people? So yeah, I've tolerated a lot of bad moves and inaccuracies that could have been avoided if they had done their homework, and so on from the History Channel. But this one for me took the cake because it got me to make this video to talk about it. Now, don't get me wrong, I'll still watch the History Channel. It's just that my respect for it went down considerably on June 6, 2016. Let this be a lesson for the History Channel. Stupid costs extra. This is KTChamberlain. Thank you for watching. Let me know in the comments if you've had frustrations with the History Channel or spotted inaccuracies that could have been avoided, no matter how small they may be. Thanks again for watching.